Welcome to Health Class. This is Unit 7 with Mrs. Matson. I just want to remind you of a few dates coming up. We have winter break that will begin December 21st, and it will run through January 5th, so we can all enjoy the holidays a little bit stress-free from homework and other things. And online final exams are January 14th and 15th, so don't forget about those. They will be coming up before we know it. I will make sure to give you a good final exam review before we do those exams. In this short video, I'm going to talk about 3 types of relationships, skills to help maintain friendships, and considerations to think about before beginning to date. So, what are 3 types of relationships talked about in Lesson 1? So in Unit 7, Lesson 1, it was all about relationships. There are 3 types of relationships. You have your family, and you have your friends, and then you also might have dating or romantic relationship. Families look very different from what they did years ago. What are some of the different types of families today? So think about that. Think about your family, your friends' families. One of the first relationships you ever establish will probably be one that is with a family member. So families could be traditional families with a mom and a dad. You could have families with parents of the same gender. So one might have 2 moms or 2 dads. There are extended families, which might include step-parents or step-brothers and sisters. You might have grandparents, uncles, or other relatives living with them. And then there's also single-parent families where one might just be living with one parent and one or more of the children. Friendships. You don't get to pick your family members, but you do get to pick your friends. Friendships usually have certain characteristics that make them work. What do you think those characteristics are? What do you look for in a friend? What do you find important in that friendship? And are those characteristics present in your friendships? Do you need someone to be trustworthy? Do you want them to be kind? Do you want them to be considerate? There's all kinds of characteristics. And if we are expecting those in our friends, then we should be having those same characteristics ourselves. If you want someone to confide in, you should be someone who can be confided in as well. Maintaining friendships. There are 3 skills to help maintain friendships. They are the 3 C's, and these are important. We've got communication, so important to be able to communicate effectively. Oftentimes that is the biggest issue that can come up in relationships and friendships and whatnot is poor communication. So make sure you can communicate. Cooperation, you need to be able to get along. And lastly, compromise. It's important to give a little, take a little. Then in our romantic relationships, think about this. Many of you will start dating at some point. You are reaching the age that your parents might allow you to start dating someone, and the term dating applies to social engagements between 2 persons that often have a romantic character. So I want you just to stop a minute and think about some dating rules that you think would be important as you begin to date. As a mother of teenage girls, so when our oldest daughter turned 16, we talked about how, okay, you can date, but we really want you to double date or go in group dates, and there's a curfew and who's driving and all of those things. So think about those. What is important to you? What type of rules do you feel like would apply to you and your family and your situation? The one of the things I really liked in the reading material is a kind of I want to call it a get out of jail free card, but I don't know that's what it is, but where the child can call the parent anytime, no questions asked, hey, I just need you to come and get me. And I think that one is so important because, oftentimes sometimes we don't make the best choices, and we might find ourselves in situations that we just want out of immediately. And so if you can call a parent or someone who you trust and just feel comfortable calling them, having them come grab you, and then just get you out of that situation. I think that's really important. So to wrap up, remember there are 3 types of relationships: family, friendship, and dating. The 3 skills to help maintain friendships would be communication, cooperation, and compromise. And then we talked about the dating rules. So think about things that you feel are important as you grow and begin the kind of a new chapter of dating and things like this. Hope you guys have a great week. Contact me if you have any questions.